It's episode 91 of Family Life Mornings. It's a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. If you haven't already, subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode. Find out more about our show at familylife.org.
Who knew?
Well, we did.
Hope you don't mind that we started the show without you. We just couldn't wait.
Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.
Tip from Terese time. Here we go.
It's a takeout tip from Terese. You know, you're getting a lot of takeout now. A lot of restaurants are getting better at it, but still you get it home and it's like, oh, this isn't as good as sitting right there. And part of the reason is that the food can sometimes get cold, you know, before you get it home. And so heat the seat for what you eat. This is what you're going to remember.
Okay.
If you've got heated seats in your car, heat up that passenger seat even before you run into the restaurant to grab the food. And then when you come out, put the food on the heated seat. It'll help it stay warmer until you get home. Unless you just got takeout salad.
Oh, okay. You don't want to do that.
I know.
Plus, another tip, don't sit on your food either. That's a whole nother.
That's a suggestion from Steve on Family Life.
You're welcome.
It's Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
Who knew? You know, nobody ever seems to celebrate the Ides of April. It's always the Ides of March. Not that you're celebrating, but remembering it from history class.
Yes.
Beware the Ides of March. Here we are on March 15th. But did you know that there are Ides every month? It's actually, without getting into a lot of detail, it's basically the middle of whatever, split right down the middle. There's a lot more detailed, explanation, but that's, for your and my purposes, that's good enough. It's like the middle.
It can make the rest of your life like so much more fancy. Like you're making a sandwich for your kid's lunchbox, and you cut it. You could say it's the Ides of the peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, the Ides of that.
If, like you don't want to eat the whole donut.
Right.
Yeah, I would like. I'd like to cut the pizza in half.
Oh, the Ides of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it always come down to food for us?
Oh, no. Okay. Now, in our house, we do have arguments all the time about the Ides of the comforter.
Oh, that's right.
Like Scott thinks it should be cut in half, but I think I should get way more than half. No.
All right. Thus concludes the latest version of Who Knew?
They're here to wake you up, pick you up, and lift you up. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
Yeah, sometimes the mountain just seems too big. I mean, how do you look in front of you and it's like, I can't do that. It looks too big. Like, for instance, let's just take weightlifting. How do you lift 400 pounds? Well, in my case, you don't. Because it looks impossible. I mean, 400 pounds is a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
But apparently, if how do you read the Bible? Well, if you read the whole, you take it one verse at a time.
Sure.
If you take it little by little, apparently it can work. Even in weightlifting with 400 pounds. Even if you wait till you're 65 years old to even start lifting weights. So, it took 13 years to get to that point, but just one little light barbell, like a kettlebell, like a little bit at a time. And this person, little by little by little, took 13 years, but now they can deadlift 400 pounds.
It's amazing.
Yes, she can.
I
Nora is 78 years old. She didn't start lifting weights till she was 65, and she started at one little weight at a time. So if your problem seems too big today, think of Nora.
Yeah.
One little bit at a time.
Steve, Terese, and Randy, because you can never have enough friends. We're Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
You know, you get that box of 64 crayons. You look on the little side of the wrapper, and it tells you the color.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a shade of orange, but it says like burnt sienna or whatever. So just going to test you today on your
it's quiz time?
colors. Yeah, do you
ready,
know?
Randy? Ready? Okay. Here we go.
Do you know what colors these are?
Okay.
Like amaranth is a shade of what?
That would be red.
Oh, I was going to go
Very
green.
good,
Randy got it right.
Randy. All right.
Okay.
How about
Amber.
gamboge?
Gamboge. I'll go brown.
Okay.
I'm going
Randy,
to
do
say
you have a-
green.
That's a yellow, actually.
Well, if you combine our two colors, I think you get
Yeah. And how about celadon?
celadon.
Celadon.
Well, if you have too many dons, you want to celadon.
I'd say that's green.
I'll go red.
It's a green. So basically,
Randy.
amaranth, gamboge, and celadon. You got yourself a fancy traffic light.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
what you got. So
Only
there
the
you
finer
go.
neighborhoods
Yes,
have those
the
lights.
amaranth, the gamboge, and the celadon. I think it just turned celadon. Let's go.
Is the sun breaking through yet? He is the dawn. You're getting your day started with Family Life Mornings.
First grade. I remembered
Yes.
Mrs. Pekaski. Mrs.
boy.
Pekaski was my first grade gym teacher. And we were playing kickball. I'm sweating right now thinking about this.
You must be really scarred to remember this from way back in first grade.
Every time. Oh, okay. We're playing kickball one day in gym class in first grade. And the ball got away. And Mrs. Pekaski said, will someone go please get the kickball? We need to go get it. So little Stevie, that's me, ran toward the kickball and got it. And, of course, little Stevie had a good arm, so I wanted to throw. So I threw it toward Mrs. Pekaski from quite a distance, not knowing that as soon as I threw it, Mrs. Pekaski turned away. And I did, big time. Because that ball, I guess I was pretty accurate back then in first grade, hit Mrs. Pekaski right in the back of the head. Oh. Boy, was little Stevie in trouble.
Big trouble. See, this is one of the benefits of virtual school.
Oh, I wish I had virtual school back then. I wouldn't got nearly as much trouble.
Well, hello there, sunshine. Welcome to Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy.
I was reading this cute story online the other day. It was taking place at a daycare where there were these toddlers, and they were supposed to draw a picture of someone. This one little girl drew God. The teacher said, honey, we don't know what God looks like. And she said, well, now we do. The face of a toddler.
This is Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
We know now for sure that Rome was not built in a day. We've heard that before. We have official.
Rome was not built in a day.
Exactly. We now have official proof for that because we know that it took 30 hours for the Roman Colosseum to be built. We know that's official.
30 hours?
30 hours by a Lego set. 30 hours. It's a Guinness Book of World Record. 30-hour Lego, 9,036 pieces to make that Lego Colosseum, the Roman Colosseum. Now, to make it official, you need the officials there to look at it and
the
make
Guinness
sure
people.
exactly
Right.
everything is good. And when they were looking just to make sure it was official, here's the judges had some good comments about it. Ouch! Well, there was a lot of leftover Lego pieces there.
Just on the floor.
Just on the floor there. But 9,036 of them were with the Colosseum.
You can either roll over and go back to sleep, or you can get going right now with Steve, Terese, and Randy. This is Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
Today is St. Patrick's Day, but it's often referred to as St. Paddy's Day. Now, here's the question for you. When you say Happy St. Paddy's Day, is it P-A-T-T-Y or P-A-D-D-Y?
What a great question. It's D-D-Y, but I don't know why.
I know why. I know
say
why, but Randy's
D-D.
going to tell us.
What do you say, Steve?
I say D-D, and I don't know. That's great. I never thought about it.
What do you say, Terese?
Well, I know why people say St. Patty is because they think it's short for St. Patrick, but Patrick wasn't actually his name, right?
His name was Padraig. P-A-D-R-A-I-G.
Wow.
But the English translation of that is Patrick.
Right.
So Paddy or Petty, either one can be used. But here's what I find interesting.
Okay.
Older people use P-A-D-D-Y.
Well, I'm an older people.
I'm a
Younger
P-A-T-T-Y.
people use P-A-T-T-Y. So if you want to come across as being a younger person, say Happy St. Patty's Day.
You learn something every day.
They don't need a request to be your friend. They already are. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
How can two people who've never even met make beautiful music together? It started when this guy could hear his neighbor in the next apartment playing piano through the wall. And so he had an idea. He left a note for his neighbor and he said, let's play a duet. He said, here's the day, here's the time, and when I stop playing, you start playing, okay? And so here's what happened. It's going to work. It's going to work. There it is through the wall. I mean, it's amazing, right? These two guys who don't even know each other. They're playing together. And so they set a date and time for every week, like every Saturday afternoon at 2. They would sit down and play piano together. And then they finally met. That neighbor turned out to be a 78-year-old Polish man named Emil. His wife had died of COVID back in December, and he moved to the apartment just for a little while his house was being sold, and he was in between places. So while they were short-lived, these little duets were so lovely because they helped this man to feel connected to somebody else. And it's just amazing to me what happens when you reach out, when you decide to love your neighbor.
Because 3 hosts are better than 1, or 2 for that matter. This is Family Life, and we are a friend you can turn to.
College basketball in the brackets. Brandon's alma mater, Appalachian State, they lost. They were in it, though. Randy, your alma mater.
Liberty, yeah.
They're in the tournament. That's right. My alma mater, Ohio University, they're in it. What I can't find is Terese. Where is Ithaca on this bracket?
Come on now.
I can't find
a lot of things that Ithaca is great at. Okay, go Bombers. Why do you think I adopted Gonzaga?
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
It's okay if you're not ready to wake up yet. We'll just turn the music down and talk softer.
Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.